Hey everybody. Unfortunately, just because of timing and scheduling, I wasn't able to get anybody to go ahead and give this sales presentation to. So, to make it a little bit easier to follow, what I've gone ahead and done was uploaded a PowerPoint presentation that gives that visual aid of how I'm moving forward and how I'm going to be moving through this presentation, as well as a Word document that really outlines in detail what I would be saying and what I would be talking about in further detail to just give you more information on what I would be talking about specifically. So to start this presentation, the first important piece that I would cover is who the Foundation for Food and Agriculture is. What I am going to be selling is a membership to a consortia here at FAR. And because it's a membership to a consortia, it's very important for the person that I will be talking to understand who the Foundation for Food and Agriculture Research is and what exactly it is that they do. So the beginning slides of this PowerPoint map out exactly that. I begin with about FAR, and this page just shows the background of who we are. It shows when we were funded, when we were founded, and who we were founded by. After then identifying just the basics of about FAR, I then would move into the next two pieces, which are how we work. And how we work boils down to where do we receive our money and why are we pushing this money out. By the numbers would be the next slide, and that just shows the exact amount that we have received and the exact amount that we have put out and where. So that goes into the money aspect of this foundation. After reviewing that, it's then important for the person that I would be speaking to understand here's the money and here's where it's going, but why is it going to these places? So I would then speak to the challenge areas that are specific to FAR. These challenge areas include water scarcity, soil health, advanced animal systems, health and food nexus, urban agriculture, crops. So I would then go into a little bit of detail about those specific areas and then identify where Crops of the Future, which is a consortia of the Foundation for Food and Agriculture Research, fits into one of those challenge areas. Once we identify that, then it's time that we can actually get into the meat and potatoes of Crops of the Future. It's important to have the understanding of FAR first so you have a foundation to build off of from that point. Because if you don't believe in the organization that is tied to this consortia, it's going to be a lot harder to sell them, I believe, on the consortia itself. So once I identify FAR and identify that Crops of the Future is a consortia of FAR, and I can then move into why this person should be a part of this specific consortia. The first piece that I would move into after that is identifying industry trends and really outlining what's happening to companies and how companies are expanding, and that because of this expansion, there's a less internal structure put towards industry research, and because there's less, it's harder to stay competitive in that space. And one example that's really good to give, if anybody is familiar with it, is the example of pharma and how the company continued to grow, and so it's harder to become a big competitor. After talking about and really showing that I am familiar with the trends in the industry, then I can move into the advantages to this consortia and the approach that this consortia takes to fill in these gaps.